Whatever you name it, the no spend challenge, not buying anything month, or spending freeze are all intended to assist you in reducing wasteful expenditure. You simply have to stop spending money on stuff you don't need to complete the challenge. That's always much tougher than it seems, of course. When shopping, you could find yourself packing your basket with extra products or making a quick pit break for a snack. A without buying anything challenge could seem like a futile endeavor, given how simple it is to spend money. What is a spending freeze? A most spend or spending freeze, typically the months of January, February, etc., denote a time without any unforeseen spending on various items. This implies that you shouldn't shop for anything you don't need to survive. For instance, a lot of people attempt to implement a spending freeze for a month. For the entire month, they decide to cut back on eating out, entertainment costs, and frivolous purchases. They will continue to spend money on necessities like groceries and rent. For this, you might need to be inventive. When your best buddy invites you to go out to dinner, but you haven't seen one another in weeks, what should you do? What if a home appliance malfunctions? Do not fear. This video will explain how to make a spending freeze effective for you. Benefits of a spending freeze. Saving money when you buy by eliminating unnecessary expenditures is the most evident advantage of spending restrictions. You may keep more money in your pocket by cutting back on your spending. This cash can be used for debt repayment or other financial objectives, such as savings. Stopping your spending could also have a positive emotional impact. You are frequently forced to examine your emotional triggers for overspending through no-spend challenges. You will be able to manage situations like this by planning and being more appreciative of your money. Additionally, the innovative solutions you come up with during your spending freeze will help you remain more economical for years to come. Understanding how to value and get by with the things you already have is the key to freezing your spending. By doing this, you may discover that your spending becomes lowered for several months after your spending freeze has ended, which can change the way you spend. Your spending ban will probably bring to light your cheap yet annoying habits that have become habitual without you even realizing it. Here we have some tips for you on how to successfully live a frugal lifestyle. Know your why. One of the biggest obstacles to success is figuring out why you are freezing your purchases. The majority of people opt for one of these. I wish to increase my savings. I want to cut costs. I want to cut back on my expenses. These are excellent places to begin. These explanations, though, are ambiguous, which may make it challenging to remain with your challenge. Investigate your why more thoroughly rather than selecting a general justification for your challenge. What motivates you to take on this challenge? Are there any particular goals you have in mind? For instance, I wish to reduce my wasteful spending to save $500 more. I want to reduce the amount of clutter in my home by spending less money on stuff I don't need. I want to cut back on my expenditures so that my relationship won't be put under as much financial stress. You can stay committed to your challenge by setting specific goals, especially when things get challenging. You can recall your challenge if you are tempted to spend money on something you don't need. Prepare yourself and planning things out. It is up to you to decide what it means to refrain from spending money on anything besides necessities. You can choose whether you are allowed to get some milk if you run out, even if it is certain that you will have to make do with the clothing that is now in your closet. However, it might be better to set this limit in advance if you are aware that you will leave the grocery store with your arms full of bags of items that you've decided you needed. Assess what it is in your cupboard and what it is in your itinerary before beginning your spending freeze. You're setting yourself up for failure. For instance, if you schedule a spending freeze for the same week that you're already leaving town on a trip with friends. Determine a reasonable time frame. If this is your first time doing a spending freeze, you should give yourself a week to get the hang of it. After that, you can progress to 2 weeks. Some people choose to freeze their spending for a complete month, but doing so can be very challenging and may discourage you from completing them at all. Identify and rectify problems. If you are participating in a no-spend challenge, there is a significant chance that you are aware of your financial issues. Before you begin, sit down with a pen and paper and make note of any issues that you believe could lead you to fail your no-spending challenge, along with possible fixes. Let's imagine that because you don't have anything else to do, you just start scrolling and browsing on TikTok, Instagram, or another social media site when you're bored. As a result, you start buying a lot of unnecessary goods. What other actions could you take to change this bad habit into a good one? Try engaging in your favorite pastime or craft, such as reading a book or knitting. You may also try meditation, drinking tea, or calling a buddy to catch up. To achieve your no-spend challenge success goals, you should anticipate any potential obstacles and try to come up with strategies for how to get past them when they arise Because they will. There's no doubt about it. Choose the difficulty of this challenge. No spend day. Easy. A no spend day challenge is an easy way to get started. It is ideal to complete this kind of quick task on a day when you're going to be out and about. A regular office day might be a wise decision. In a one-day challenge, you simply refrain from making any purchases all day. This can entail foregoing a lunchtime meal out or foregoing your daily trip to the coffee shop. No spending for a week. Moderate. A week-long challenge adds a fair amount of complexity. You will need to avoid making excessive purchases during the weekend. Attempt to choose a typical week for your assignment. For instance, it is probably not a smart idea to attend a performance during the weekend or during a week when you're on vacation. It is normally better to have a regular work week and weekend, just like the day-long challenge. During a typical week, you might have to give up eating out for lunch at work, stopping in at your favorite store on the way home, or going out for dinner and a movie with your significant other. The month-long challenge. The longest period you should typically attempt to go without spending is 1 month. Anything beyond that makes it very challenging to maintain momentum, which can result in burnout and feelings of failure. A month is challenging, but it is not impossible. Select a month when there aren't many social events to ensure your success. The challenge will be tougher than usual if you choose a month with 4 weddings, 3 family birthdays, and 2 planned night outs. Because it gives you a chance to start the year fresh, January is a popular choice for spending freezes. Additionally, it might assist you to get started on whatever financial goals you have. Set down rules. Some people mistakenly believe that you must adhere to strict no-spend guidelines. However, not everyone is capable of eliminating all unnecessary spending for a week or month. As a result, many people try to find challenges too difficult to complete. Fortunately, your challenge is entirely focused on you. You get to make the rules, guidelines, and parameters that everyone must follow. You have control over your freeze, and because you know yourself better than anyone else, you can tailor your challenge to the ideal level of difficulty. Begin with a few of these common freeze rules and modify them as necessary. Reduce spending in a specific category, such as dining out or clothing purchases. Make a detailed list of the things you may and cannot buy during the challenge. Instead of eliminating all spending, set a budget for each category of expenditures. Analyze your results. Spending freezes can aid in temporary cost cutting. They aren't intended as long-term solutions to expenditure issues. Once a challenge is done, most people often resume their old spending patterns. However, by utilizing it as a moment to examine your spending, saving, and overall monetary habits, you can increase the impact of your spending freeze. Keeping a notebook throughout your challenge is a wise approach to accomplish this. It is crucial to spend time reflecting on what you found straightforward or challenging as well as what you enjoyed and despised about your assignment. This assists you in discovering more about your spending patterns so you can, if necessary, make long-term improvements. After completing your challenge, consider the following questions to better understand your general spending patterns. How simple or difficult did you find it to live on a shoestring budget? When the struggle was the hardest, how did you feel? Did you employ any unique guidelines, such as eliminating a certain type of spending? Did this make it more difficult or easier? What about the challenge did you enjoy the most? What disliked you the most? If you were to do this challenge again, what would you change? Are there any particular adjustments you may make to your spending patterns to lessen expenditures even in the absence of a challenge? Taking accountability into consideration. Find a friend or relative who doesn't live at home to help you stay accountable. You will be more likely to stick to a spending freeze if others are aware of it, since you will know that you have someone to answer to. Have this person follow up with you frequently to make sure you're staying on course. Another choice is to implement a spending freeze with a friend so that you may monitor each other's progress and keep each other's company. Celebrate the completion of the challenge. What you need to be doing in this challenge is to treat it as a game. That way, by gamifying it, you can get through it easier as it becomes fun. Completing challenges, hitting milestones, and trying to improve your high score are all ways to make this challenge fun. And what happens when you complete a level in a game? Well, you get rewarded, of course. One of the best feelings in money management comes from completing a spending freeze challenge. It demonstrates that you can manage your money while surviving on less. Celebrate your victories once the challenge is complete. As a treat, take into account making a small purchase, such as a pleasant dinner out. Don't blow the entire sum you were able to save on your freeze though. Instead, invest that money in stocks or other financial instruments, pay off debt, or save it. Find more ways to save money, such as $5,000 in 3 months, and then do so. Conclusive thoughts. Hopefully, you are motivated to put a spending freeze in place and you have faith in your ability to do so. Consider what worked and what you could do better in the future after your freeze is over. There may be a few things that you want to do differently the next time. Regardless, your spending ban will help you become more conscious of your spending patterns and feel more grateful for the money you have. Implementing a spending freeze will assist in accentuating the things in life that are truly crucial. When you stop buying things, you may focus your spending in ways that will greatly enhance your life over the long run. As we come to a close, let us know if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching.